Here's Prescott. Over the middle, fire, caught, CeeDee Lamb, touchdown, Dallas.
What up, Cowboy Nation? What up, YouTube? It's your boy Big D here at Big D Media, talking all things Dallas Cowboys and other NFL news. Real quick before I get started, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, hit the noti bell so you'll know anytime we're talking about the boys over here on the channel. Well, Cowboy Nation, seemed like we ate a little humble pie the other night. I know we've been talking a lot about energy and new beginnings, but I seen a lot of the same from our defense the other night, and that really don't sit well with me. A lot of bad tackling, a lot of getting pushed around up front, and just judging off, what I seen, hadn't really changed too much just yet. But like I said, it's going to take a while. We got to temper our expectations, and we got to find the right group of guys who going to get this done. Now, the other night, we didn't see a lot of starters, so that's one thing I will say. Don't panic. These ain't the guys you depending on. I didn't see CD. I didn't. Now, what do scare me is the defense, because if Trayvon ain't starting the season and Carlson and Ravel, if these guys not going to be playing, we relying on Booth and we relying on McQuamu to go out against the Eagles and try to bring home a victory. And I just don't see them going out guarding Dallas Goedert and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Dotson and all the pieces they've picked up over there in Philly. We going to get our head beat in opening night if these the guys we got to depend on. I'm sorry. I'm going to just put that out there. But I won't panic too much because I know those ain't the guys we depending on. But I will say one guy we depending on is Dak Prescott. And, a lot of people just have given this man's job to Joe Milton before we even seen Joe Milton play. Joe Milton did decent the other night. He did okay. Now, you do see the physical talent, the ball velocity and, the running ability, but he's not making good decisions right now, and he's not seeing the field as he should, So for all you people who just been disrespecting Dak, saying that he gonna lose his job and he shouldn't be the starting quarterback and all that, man, I guarantee if you send Joe Milton out there to start the season, you're gonna be begging for Dak Prescott to be your starting quarterback after a couple of weeks. The boy put the ball in harm's way. He throw the ball 100 miles an hour every play. And for the most part, after his pre-snap work, he go right to where he think it's going to be open. And a lot of times the other night it wasn't open. He was making some tight window throws. Don't get me wrong. He made some hell of a throws out there. The interception that he threw, that was a flick of the wrist for like 55, 60 yards. But you don't need all that. You need a quarterback to manage the game. You need a quarterback to hit open receivers when they open. I know I'm going to have some Dak haters in there. Well, Dak don't even do that. So we might as well. No. I've never seen Dak Prescott miss that many passes in one game. I could be wrong, but maybe when he was younger. But as Dak has gotten older, Dak has gotten more accurate. Dak has gotten, a little bit better at anticipating where the ball needs to go. And, he still got his faults. You know what I mean? He get tunnel vision sometimes. He stare down receivers. Every quarterback got they quirks. But, with Dak, y'all just, because he hadn't won, y'all just ready to give his job away. You know what I mean? And that's not right. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to calm it down with that, man. Like, this the dude who we got to have belief in. We got to believe this is our quarterback. So, You gotta believe he can win, man. It's not just him going out there losing these playoff games. The defense got a big hand in what happens in the playoffs. Usually the best defensive teams gonna get you to where you need to go. A lot of times the best offensive teams don't get there, you know. But I just ask a lot of these people, if all these quarterbacks who we name, the usual Allen, Herbert, all these quarterbacks, they feel like so much better than Dak. Why haven't they got it done? Because I know what y'all gonna say when it come to them. It'll be the coaching. It'll be the team. It won't be them. See, it need to be a team effort when it come to them, but when it come to Dak, Dak need to win it. Dak need to be the one to play better. That's because Dak carried his team a lot of the time. A couple years ago, we was great at getting to the quarterback and getting turnovers. Dak was so good at capitalizing on it. We didn't know these cats couldn't defend the run until we got late in the season. And it's like, man, when we get against these good teams that can run the ball, these boys don't stop nobody. But for some reason, that was Dak's fault. That's been the issue in the playoffs. I have to say, the last 5 times we've probably lost in the playoffs. The fact that we couldn't stop the run against the Rams. We haven't stopped Aaron Jones. No time in history. He averages the most against the Cowboys in NFL history. Out of everybody the Cowboys have played against, all the running backs, Aaron Jones averaged the most against the Cowboys. Dak has lost to the Green Bay Packers twice now in the playoffs. Twice to the 49ers. I mean, every time we come up against these good teams, all we hear is the same thing. They out physical the Cowboys. They beat them up. I don't hear Dak anywhere in that equation. But it's all up to Dak once they get to running the ball and scoring. Now it's all up to Dak. We can't run the ball. He got to throw the ball every time. These defenses know that. They know if they stop the run, it's going to be all on Dak. It's hard for any quarterback to win like that. Most of these good quarterbacks we see have good running games. Patrick Mahomes had a good running game pretty much since he's been in Kansas City. Lamar Jackson, they live with a good run game. With the Ravens, you're going to have to go stop the run. Steelers, all these physical teams, they can run the ball. Not us. Because we just not, for some reason, we just not tough and physical up front, and I don't understand it. That's not all on Dak Prescott. A lot of people blame last year on Dak. Dak missed like 9 games. 8, 9 games. And we blame him. It was a team effort what happened last year. It was a team effort. Dak included. You don't get off scot-free. What I'm saying is everything ain't his fault. But if he go out and have the game that Joe Milton had, oh my God. Boy, y'all might crucify the man. Y'all might you might find that man and burn crosses in his yard. I don't know what y'all would do if Dak Prescott played as bad as Joe Milton did the other night. Now, I seen some good. I did see some good. I did see that, it seemed like once we did get comfortable with popping some pads, seemed like the game, started to slow down. Phil Maffa started looking pretty good, you know. But up front on defense, I have nothing good really to say about the defense at all. Maris Leofau and Ezaraku. Ezaraku didn't do much as far as getting to the quarterback, but I did see him setting the edge, trying to play his gaps right. But, I seen Toia getting pushed around, You there to eat up double teams, not get pushed back 4 and 5 yards off the ball. So I need to see some improvement from the big, bucket of dirt. He gonna have to get stiff down there. I just didn't see enough to give me a lot of optimism as far as the defense go. And we don't know when we're gonna have our corners back. I'm not expecting much against the Eagles right now. My hope is to go in there and ruin their banner night, but what we putting out there right now, I can't see it. But we do gotta, believe in our quarterback a little bit more, man. Because what we saw from Joe Milton just tells us he's not ready to take over the Dallas Cowboys. He's not ready. Y'all fans are not gonna let him make it if he get out there and play like that. And that was against twos and fews. You get out there against Jalen Carter and, them boys, it's gonna be an issue. You just throwing the ball all over the yard willy-nilly. So we need to kind of settle him down, tame that wild horse. He like a young horse that need to be, trained and, taught the right way to do things. Because, man, that boy arm is strong. I will say that. And I have yet to see somebody who can't control how strong their arm is. That was crazy the other night, but all I'm saying is, man, we got to temper what we expect from the team, give them a little time to get used to Shoddy's system, Shoddy's ways. That was the first little sample, you know what I mean? And it wasn't all bad. It just wasn't what we wanted to see. With all the excitement coming out of camp and practice, we wanted to see a little more. But, I watched the joint practice, and I have to say the Rams look like a pretty good football team this year. They did go to the playoffs last year, and I say if it wasn't for Saquon, they probably would have beat the Eagles. But Saquon was too much for anybody to handle last year. So that's all I'm saying, man. Let's just be patient. I understand we didn't see what we wanted to see, but I did see all I needed to see from Joe Milton right now, as far as a starting quarterback goes. I don't even think he can beat out Will Grier for backup right now. The physical tools are better, but I believe Will Grier make better decisions. I really do. He's a veteran, rightfully so. He should, but Joe Milton still got work to do. And so we're gonna have to be patient with the kid. I still think he can be a good quarterback. Everything we watching, everything we seen is, coachable, it's correctable. But this defense, what's not coachable, is being tough. You can't coach that. Players gotta have that mentality themselves. And until we get the right group of guys on defense that refuse to be pushed around and refuse to not tackle, we're not going to get what we want. We're not going to get where we need to be. But I do know the disrespect for Mr. Prescott got to stop, man. Because me personally, I've never seen Dak have a game like I seen Joe Milton have the other night. Now, he's had some bad games, but that was pretty bad the other night. And Joe Milton still got work to do. That's all I'm saying. But thank you for watching the video, man. Shout out to the Highlight Zone for the footage and the highlights of Joe Milton. Go over to their page, give them a like and subscribe. I really appreciate using your footage. I'm Big D here at Big D Media, man. Have a good Monday. And as always, go Cowboys.